In America today, college is considered to be the tool for social mobility. With an education, you can pave the way for a good career and a good life for your children in the future. But the truth is, even with a degree, many Americans struggle from going to college to job. First-generation college students often don't have any idea how to use their education to get internships or line up good careers. Because of this, millions of Americans never see the fortune they are promised. An African American with a bachelor's is twice as likely to be unemployed as their white counterpart, and a bachelor's degree holder from a low-income background started their career earning only 2/3 as much as those from higher-income backgrounds.
Ami Eubanks Davis saw this when she worked at Teach for America and decided to make a change. She founded Beyond Z, which is now Braven, to stop this. Ami grew up on the south side of Chicago and experienced social mobility with her parents' business. After college, she joined Teach for America to pay it forward. At Teach for America, she witnessed talented students who lacked the soft skills to transfer their experience into a career. She saw that although college was considered a surefire path to economic mobility, the link from college to career was broken, and that even high-level college graduates could struggle to find good jobs, especially if they were the first in their families to attend higher education. This was a blockade at a crucial junction of the education world and, by extension, the American dream. Braven strives to smooth the final and most important step in education, utilization. When they asked about why she started Braven, she said, "These graduates, coming from underrepresented minority backgrounds, are often first in their families to go to college and don't have the skills or networks to connect into the professional workforce." It was a solvable problem. If a young person had come through some rocky moments to reach the doors of higher ed, getting a high-quality job or going to graduate school should not be the hardest thing. And so what started out as a research paper became my nonprofit. That's how Braven emerged.
But what does Braven actually do? Well, the nonprofit runs a semester-long leadership career accelerator that equips students with the skills, mindsets, experiences, and networks needed to find a strong first job. Braven offers many mock interviews and teaches the students to tell their personal stories, craft an elevator pitch, and write cover letters. Students also learn how to give and receive difficult feedback. As an executive, Jonathan Chaparro says, "These are all things that you talk about at the dinner if you're growing up in middle-class or high-income households, but you're growing up in a low-income community. They're not familiar to you."
Braven Fellows have seen great success. Compared to graduates nationally, Braven Fellows are 22% more likely to have internships or other career-accelerating experience. The 2024 Braven class is outpacing their peers nationally in quality outcome attainment by 18% within 6 months of graduation. 23% are in graduate schools, and 75% are out-earning their parents at the same age in their first job, compared to the rest of America, where there is a 50-50 chance to make more than your parents by age 30.
Next, we talk to Vice President of Innovation, Catherine Chandler.
Here, she recounts how she came to Braven.
The reason I've chosen to work at Braven has a lot to do with the path that I've walked through life. I grew up down in Hyde Park on the south side of Chicago, and I was born to a professor and an administrator at the University of Chicago. So most of the advice that I got and needed to get to the career that I have today, which I'm really happy with, came from my parents, from their friends, and from the community that I grew up in. What we hear from our students is that one of the first times they ever hear about internships or what they are happens in the first class of Braven. We know at Braven that in order to be competitive in the labor market with your first application, with your first job, you need not only one internship, but you probably need two. And if you've never even heard of an internship, how are you supposed to know how to get one? So that's one of the first things we try to address. The second story is that Braven was founded in the Bay Area, right in the shadow of the Google offices, which is a huge employer. We know that one of Google's most important strategies for hiring is to have folks who work at Braven refer other people they know. That's like one of their strongest indicators of a strong candidate. Our students don't know anybody that worked at Google. So we give them a mentor from Google who helps them get an internship, and they're on a much stronger path to success.
So what can you do to help Braven? Firstly, you can donate, but you can also volunteer. You can apply to be a leadership coach and lead a group of 5 to 8 students each week in Braven's leadership course. You can also be a professional mentor to work with a student one-on-one, sharing personal wisdom and experiences. Or you can choose a simple virtual one-time mock interview session.
Who reached back to help you climb?